Hello everyone, this week we'll be talking about the Mixolydian mode, and this is the final chapter on our discussion about modes. And so what we're talking about here is another major mode, and from the perspective of C, what would you change to turn a C major into a C Mixolydian, again, aside from where the seventh chords fall in the major minor diminished relationships? Well, they take the same notes, and you're essentially just flatting the seventh. So it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat. Now, in a perspective where we're looking at C as Ionian, D as Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, G then would be G Mixolydian if you're looking from the perspective of C. And we see our tonal relationship here is tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, or whole, whole, half, whole, half, whole. Interesting thing about the Mixolydian scale, aside from how similar it is, but for that one note, not unlike the Lydian, is that now that dominant seventh chord, that happens to sit right there in that first position. So you could use that C, E, G, B flat, as your tonic root, to begin off a progression, among other things. If sonically and from a melodic perspective, if you listen to the Star Trek theme, which is in Mixolydian, if we change that over like we did last week with the Lydian and the Simpsons theme, it doesn't have, again, just from a melodic, but you change that one note and you change the whole sort of tonal characteristic. So one of the things I thought, since we're at the end of this round of lessons, is it a fun progression here. If we start with, if we're in G Mixolydian, if we play that G seventh chord, right? And then we borrow the dominant seventh from the fifth position, which if you look, you'll see that the fifth is in fact 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get our D, so we could take something from there. But you say, wait, that's the fifth. What's the fifth of the fifth? Well, if we go into that D and we look, we'll see that the fifth is actually an A. So rather than play a D7 there, we take the A7 of the from that fifth of the fifth, and so now we're doing a G G7, A7, going F to A, C, because F is the seventh and C is the four. So again, it's that's just one suggestion I had. Obviously, if as I've said in previous weeks, go into that arsenal of tricks we've learned and then see what you can do to sort of work around that from the perspective of the Lydian scale. And again, remember, that 1/7 is one of the flavorings, and we saw how important just that one note, that flatted seventh, is. So good luck, everyone. But before we go, I do want to take a brief moment to talk about the Locrian scale, because I said we weren't going to spend a whole lot of time on it. And so I just want to come back and remind everyone why it's a terrible thing. And as I say here, friends don't let friends compose music in Locrian. If you look at what it takes to change the C scale into the Locrian, you'll see you have to flat almost every bloody note. You're leaving the F alone. But listen, right, there's your pretty little C. But now, I left a note out. You see, I hope you could feel how much it wants to resolve any place but where it lands, because you're playing all of these flat notes, and your tonic root is still, you've still got these two in there. So I just wanted to remind people that it's not because I have anything personally against Locrian. In fact, the Crazy Town song I recorded was in Locrian specifically because it was meant to make people feel uncomfortable. So I guess if that's what you're looking for, you can by all means give it a shot instead of playing around the Mixolydian. But I find that this one has a lot more musical applicability in day-to-day composition. So once again, good luck everybody, and look forward to hearing what you have next week.